Hello and welcome to Cigar Box guitar lesson number 2 for 2025. So Chester Burnett, aka Howlin Wolf. Now it's a crying shame I don't believe I've actually covered any of his tunes yet here on Code of Tuition, but we are starting with one of his all-time classics. So this is of course Smokestack Lightning from I believe 1955, 1956, and it's one riff, literally one riff through the whole song. I guess he decided it was such a good riff he didn't need anything else, so it's quite a nice one to learn. You know, you've only got like basically 2 bars, and once you've learnt it, you can obviously play along with the original tune. So I'm in our standard GDG tuning here. So on the original he's actually in the key of E. So if you wanted to play along, then what you could do is grab yourself a spare 3-string and put strings E, B, E on. I'll put a link because I did a whole bunch of videos for different songs in different tunings, and there's quite a lot already covered in EBE. So you know, you don't have to change your strings just for one song. You can actually play a whole load of them. And there's also fingerstyle. You might have noticed I wasn't using a flat pick. I was using fingerstyle here. So if you've not covered this before, might find it a little bit tricky, but you know, give it a go. It's definitely worthwhile trying. It's all about trying to get the thumb to keep the sort of basic beat, and then you're playing the riff over the top with your fingers. I reckon let's just crack on and start learning the song. So here's our tuning. We've got low G, string 3, D, middle string 2, and high G, string 1. So like I was saying, the original's in the key of E. So if you wanted to play along with the original, learn all these riffs, and then you can probably restring using slightly thicker ones to E, B, E, and you're good to go to play along with Mr. Wolf himself. Now fingerstyle. So I'm resting on the bridge like this, and this is all about kind of thumping away with the thumb. The thumb's basically playing the foot tap, so it's playing 4 even down picks per bar, per measure. All right. Now you can do a little bit of palm muting if you want, so you can roll over and try to dampen the low G, but not the other 2. So you separate out the sound, so this almost sounds like a separate bass line, and this is like your riff over the top. But the main thing is I would definitely rest your palm somewhere around the bridge. Okay, and then let's do the full version first. I'll show you an easy one second. So we're going to play the riff over the top. Let's learn the riff and put the bass back in, but keep this hand position. So we've got right up at fret 12 on the top string. Use finger 1 there, right up to fret 15 on the top string, so I'm almost out of frets here, and then we're going to change strings, and it's a proper position shift right back here. 3rd finger at fret 10 of the middle string, and we're going to do a slide up, so we're going to pick 10 and slide up. The reason why we're using the 3rd finger is because the first one can tuck in behind and play fret 10 on the high G. So pick fret 10 on the middle string, slide up, and 1st finger at fret 10 back to 12. So I've slid to 12, 10 to 12, and I've stayed there. 1st finger fret 10 on the top string, back to 3rd finger fret 12, and then just to finish off, back to 10 with your 3rd finger, 1st finger on 8. Now the riff you could drop all the way down there if you wanted, but it might be easier because that's a G note. It might be easier to just play the open G string instead, so play 10, 8. So we're resting somewhere on the bridge. You can find that palm muting position if you want, as long as you're not muting these 2 strings. And then we've got fret 12, so we'll come back to the thumb in a minute, but like I said, keep that hand position, and then it's 12, 15 on the top two string, the top string, string 1, so probably fingers 1 and 3 is best there, and then switch straight down, 3rd finger fret 10 on the middle string, slide it up, pick it, slide up to 12, 1st finger tucks in behind, back to fret 12 because you've held that, pick, slide, back to 12, and then step back down to 10, 8 on the middle string, and it's probably just as easy to pick open string 1 as long as you're like able to bridge slightly, so you're not catching with these fingers or even the palm, you're not catching string 1. Caught it there. So the riff. And the timing is, we just play a bass on its own, and these 2 notes are on the beat. So any note that's on the beat, because the thumb is playing 4 notes on the beat in each bar, in each measure, so any note that's on the beat has to be played exactly at the same time as the thumb, so it's called a pull. So single thumb on its own, that's beat 1, 1, 2, 3. Now we've not got a finger note on the beat after that, so we just do a thumb on its own again, so it's thumb, finger together with the thumb, thumb on its own. And we're not done though, because we're going to play in between at fret 10, so that's on what we call the offbeat, so it's played in between the thumb notes. And when we slide up, we're actually sliding, it's a bit of a funny coordination thing here, we're actually sliding onto the beat, so as I arrive at fret 12, I need to play a thumb note here, so it's 1, that's beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then the second, it's only a 2-bar riff, great riff, dead short, play the whole song with it, fantastic. So we've landed at beat 1 of the 2nd bar, 1, and then this note is in between the thumb, so it's on its own, so I'm picking with a finger, and then we're back to fret 12 on the beat, so I'm picking fret 12 with the thumb. So sliding into the 2nd bar, 2nd measure, on its own, the finger, slide in, land with the thumb, 1 finger together, so you play that fret 12 and the thumb on its own, together, sorry. And then we're on the beat at fret 10, so it's together again, and 8 in between on its own, and that final open G on string 1 with the thumb. So slide in, there's the thumb, string 1 on its own, fret 12 on the middle string together, and then fret 10 on the middle string together, and 8 on its own, the last open G together with the thumb. A 1, a 2, 3, a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, a 2, 3, a 4. So that is literally it. Well, there's one tiny little variation where instead of going up to fret 15, we can just go, maybe start with finger 3 and drop down to fret 10 on the top string. So just that, the second finger note in the riff, instead of going to 15, it goes to fret 10. I think he alternates between each of those basically throughout. So the second variation is 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, a 2, 3, a 4, go high, and go low. And in case you hadn't noticed, this has a shuffle to it. It has a nice sort of lazy, relaxed feel. So it's long, short, long, short. On the beat is short, long, sorry, and so the offbeat is pushed further back, and so it's the offbeat shorter. And that only works for da-dum. The notes that are half beat notes, the 1 beat notes, you can't hear it because they're just straight on the beat. So you want to get that nice kind of lilting, bouncy feel. And often when people are, if you're not that experienced at doing fingerstyle, you've really got to pay attention to what your thumb's doing. Your thumb will want to pick with every single finger note, but you've got to be really strict with it and only allow your thumb to do 4 bass picks for each bar, so they have to be even length. And so there's an amount of coordination which might be a bit tricky here to start with. So hopefully that's all right because you're playing together, but then thumb, finger, thumb, finger together, together, finger, thumb. So you got to get exactly that sequence even when it's together, dropping down, thumb, finger, thumb, finger together, together, finger together. Okay, I hope that's fun to learn. I hope you have fun doing a bit of picking and some classic blues riffing, and we will be back very soon with even more blues. I think this time we're going to go with some Allman Brothers, so this is a great riff track again. So watch this space and I will see you here again very soon on Code of Tuition.